Alright, what is going on, guys? Gould here, and today we're going to do a demo review. I'm going to try to back up my original video three different ways. The first one is this one, reviewing someone else's work. And we're not going to really judge their style of play, but we're going to look at the rounds that they do and the gaps in them and the mistakes that, even though the idea may have been good, it didn't work out because there was gaps in the way they executed, or their default, they didn't default long enough, they didn't default at all, and just try to take that game of executing. So this gives a lot of good examples of when the default's really good, when it's good to just straight up execute, when it's good to change pace. And then we're going to do two gameplays of me, one live and one like this, where we break down certain rounds to see my mentality, because some people were asking for that. Basically that's it. I'm just going to pick out about 5 full rounds and 3 half rounds. We're going to break them down and have a good time. Alright, so the way this is working is I'm going to play the round until they make the mistake, and then we're going to pause and look at it. So initially in all these rounds I'm not going to talk unless it's something really small, and we're just going to hit it real quick. Alright, we'll let them get the kill because that's part of the round. So the big thing here is we have... So what they do here is they're going to take 3 over to push here. They're going to use Faare to push them back Z so they can go up highway. Now, the big problem I see here is Darman is A main with their only flash. So they can't use this flash anywhere, and I guess the idea is to flash out sight when they're coming up highway. But if this highway guy, even if he doesn't get a triple, which is kind of an anomaly, they're going to try to flank and do something fast and try to pinch you mid. So just having that flash here could actually cut him out quick. My only change of that, because I thought it was a good idea, and they moved together pretty well, pretty cohesively. That guy just got a really nice kill, but if the third guy up here has the 2 flashes, you leave the guy here A main with just armor. This guy has no armor. He flashes these 2 in and Faire's the P250 because he can actually probably use it for these long range fights, and then when they come up highway, using it towards truck for that headshot angle. Using that flash to eliminate this would be good, but I would still keep this person here just with armor hiding. Because the flash is, I mean, now he has the flash in P250, but like it does nothing. And there's not really any flash that he could throw here. I mean, if they're in sight and they're coming up highway and he flashes, they're just hiding and they're just going to run into sight, right? Like they're just going to turtle up. So that flash doesn't give a huge benefit, except for maybe pulls them off a little bit. But if you have 4 guys running up highway, and then even if he tries to pick one and take the long range shot and you come in this way, I mean, you can just cut him down so fast. And if this guy died instantly, this rotate doesn't matter and probably beat this guy out truck. So if you can flash this early and just who's ever here, just cut them out real quick, because even if they stay alive for like 5 seconds, that could have been enough to foil your plan. I mean, otherwise I thought the idea was good. That was the only thing I would change, and obviously you're not going to expect a guy to get a triple kill every single round. Alright, so for this round I'm just going to keep up the mini-map. I want you guys to pay attention to the smokes on A and the positions of the T players. Alright, so that round they had no default, which is why I just went right to it. Early on, if you had a default, so the smokes will start there, are to cover off, and I even asked Faare about this because I assumed this and he confirmed it, that this is to cover off under the pretense that they believe there is an op in quad. So that's what that strat's for. He even told me himself. But you don't default, it's the 4th round. You know it's so common to keep SMGs, and look where their op is. Had you defaulted, watch for the mid aggression, watch for the counter boost, because you know all the times that ump is, it's It stays every round. It's so easy to get kills with it if you don't upgrade. So you know it's a possibility they're going to get aggressive. You could have punished this kill, maybe baited an op shot, maybe a guy dies, but if you trade this and trade this, then it's a 4v4. This is worst case scenario, right? You get this kill, it's a 4v4, you know the op's here, you're not going to smoke quad. You smoking quad instead of using your mollies quad and nading and pushing these guys out of the site. All you did was build a wall for them to move in the SMGs and give them their ideal fight, and they just demolish you. So a default there would have won you that round because you had actually the firepower and the utility advantage on site, but you blinded yourself because you preemptively smoked for information you didn't have. Alright, so this round, we're trying to get a little bit of B control, it looks like. So we're finally defaulting, which is good. You burned your utility, and you pulled a rotate. So this is good. By the time you both die, you actually had 4 committed. But your teammates aren't ready to do anything. It was a little over-aggressive. I think Stixel committed more than he should have, twice, because he's peeking this angle through the corner of the smoke. And Faare can't trade him. Even if Faire's right here, it's the corner of a smoke. It's just a little one-way angle. And then he does it again here, and then when Faare tries to regress the trade, he gets up from here. And you guys end up going down 5-3, and your team's not ready to do anything. Your initial push burned utility, got a guy in vents, had a guy here, and and 2 other here, so you had all these people over here. You could have used that aggression and then waited for a second, had your team group up mid. If you guys split mid through vents, you would have backstabbed the vents guys, the check guys, probably would have gotten 2 easy kills. Trade the guy in sight with you guys coming through here, and could have had an easy B take. The beginning of it was really good because it accomplished a lot, but then you committed so far, and then Faare wanted to trade because that's what your teammate's supposed to do. It just commits both of you, and the over aggression loses you the round because these guys aren't ready for anything. They're playing so passively that once you got this control, you should have just held it and just waited. It was a little too aggressive too early. That aggression could have been used to either fake B, which, like I said, that would have been great, but they weren't ready to go A. They'd have to go real fast because they have to catch on. They'd catch on quick, right? Or use it to split mid to get B. Like the idea could have gotten you somewhere, but it was a little too aggressive too fast, and then it ended up throwing the round away for you guys. So this one's going to be short. I'm actually going to talk while it plays out. We're going to watch Nathan K hold his default spot as he holds Squeaky, and he holds for the push, but he gets no map control. He doesn't get the control of anything, and he only holds the push for 20 seconds. So he plays it so so passively right here. Plays it too passive. Doesn't wait long enough for a guy to walk through. If they have a 5-7, yeah, they're gonna sprint through here and try to get you. A rifle's gonna walk slow, and even that's probably gonna take 30 seconds by the time they get there. And then an op's gonna go even slower. So if you're not going to flash in, like what I do is I bounce a flash here that lands behind me, and while that's peeking, I fly out and spam the door. That would be enough to push him off, or having teammates flash in A main. Getting some presence in A site there to keep them from pushing would have saved you, but because you did nothing, you have to hold this for like 40 seconds because he does this walk up and shoots you. You end up here, but he just walks out and shoots you because you've had no presence here. He has no clue what's going on. Your default has to have some map control and some presence. That's the point of it. It's to keep them honest, and there you just gave them an opening. All right, so this is a good round. You guys run a nice default, punish a lot of aggression, and then group up and play your number games. I'm just gonna do it on the map version at 4 times, just so we can see as you guys move the map and see where you guys got the punish, where you guys put presence, and how it worked out. So you get your first pick over there spamming a smoke because you see the guy corner, he gets aggressive. You're watching for the boost and you get it. And then right there, you guys just play the numbers. That's it. I mean, that's how your default should be. You have presence, you know they've been aggressive, you watch where they've been aggressive and where it's worked for them. Instant punish, and then you guys group up and stay together. And you guys close the round out really well. That's around that should have been your 4th round. If that's your 4th round right there, your first gun round, that default changes this entire half. This round requires a little bit of conversation. So we see them start off here. They want to change pace. That idea is good, right? Your default's been like 50-50. You've tried to fast execute, it didn't work. And, you know, they're kind of trying to figure you out a little bit. So throwing a surprise in at this point, especially when you're down 7-2, isn't a bad idea. The issue is that you guys have 5 smokes, 5 mollies, 7 flashes, and 2 frags. And you use 1 smoke, 1 flash. The rest is wasted. Now, me and Faare talked about this. There was 2 ways you could have done that, and I think you actually could have won the round. Is 1, walk this, which would have taken 8 seconds, and then just exploded out last second, and then after you trade these guys, throw smokes here, because the rotates wouldn't have made it in time. And if you would have done it that way and saved all that utility for post plant, what would happen is if you guys just had 3 guys peek out here and 1 watching, like if he vents fast, if he comes to vents fast, and you trade all this before any rotates can come through, you already have sight, because the call is going to come so late because they had no clue it was coming. So even though you're trying to do something fast, an extra 8 or 10 seconds to walk in, that's still much faster than you guys have been moving, and that would have worked great. Or if you would have come in with all that utility and just done a straight up execute fast and used all your molly sight, used your molly's quad, cleared everything out, and just made it a little bit easier, cut out some of these angles that they could have been in, and just made your job easier, that would have taken 15 seconds, and then you probably still would have won that round because you would have surprised them. So even though you're doing something fast, it's supposed to be done right. So slow is smooth, smooth is fast. If you just would have taken the time to either, you guys like half committed, you made the noise but didn't use the nades. If you just either had to walk it and be super quiet and then you know get the kills, use your nades, or use the nades, go fast before the rotates come, because it still would have been fast enough. So just to buy all that utility and to run out dry, you guys telegraphed way too much. And as soon as you guys finally traded the site, all the rotations were there, nothing was smoked, and it was just a throwaway. I mean, that was a free round for them, really. So this round we're actually going to stop it before the mistake. The trades go pretty well. It turns into a 3v3. And if we look now, Stixel has a full health, full nade set. It's a 3v3. It's going to end in a 3v2 here, and we're going to watch out until he dies. Full health, full nade set, 1.5 minutes left. No support from your team. Runs out, dies, and pretty much throws that round away, but they end up winning a lucky 1v2. So you have 3 people, all this utility, and this smoke's blooming as he's running out. You could have easily just sat, watch this, watch vents, watch the aggression here, and the 3 of you just kind of chill here, and you could cover any way they have to come. And they're eventually going to push because they want information to see if you made it out, if you boosted vents. You have so much time in all this utility. Slow down, say what nades you got, how much health you got, what do you got. Use your utility. You could have smoked off tree, you could have flashed tree, you could have mollied, you could have done a million different things, but just running out there completely just put your team in a terrible position. And then Faire's lit with 25 health, so Wanu has to commit to site with an op. It puts him in a terrible position. You guys have a round after this where it turns to a 3v4. It's the same thing. It just, people just start rushing out to try to get picks and to try to make a big play. When you're in the late round like that, slow it down. How much health do you have? What gun do you have? What utility do you have? What does your teammate have? Work together. You had so much time here, and a lot of teams do this, and it's a big problem, which is why we're looking at this, that if you just take the time to talk about what you have and just restart the round from there, you're in the man advantage. You have plenty of utility. You have plenty of time. Restart the round. Get composed. Work together. Just because you get a pick somewhere doesn't mean you have to rush somewhere. Just because you get killed somewhere doesn't mean you have to rush somewhere else. Alright guys, that's pretty much it for all the rounds we're going to look for. Their CT side is just, they just start off too slow. They never get a full buy, so there's not really much to look at. They're just kind of fighting their way back and just trying to do what they can to get early picks, and there's not really much they can do. So it wasn't like it was bad decision making, it was just kind of their hand was forced and it didn't work. He'll send me a CT side and we'll look at it. I want to thank you guys for the support on the first video. It's at like 3,600 views. It's fucking insane. Like honestly insane. Like 2 days, that's crazy. I've never made a video that's ever had that much impact and such positive support and feedback. So thank you guys so much. This is my first demo review. If you like this format, let me know. Give me feedback. I want to make these videos better. I'm not making the next video until this one's out because I want to hear what you guys have to say and what you guys think I could do better, and hear you guys talk shit about me because it's the internet. If you did like this though, please like, comment, subscribe. We'll do more videos. I'm going to bring out 2 videos of me, one live, one after the fact, just kind of like this format, breaking down certain rounds. I will do more demo reviews if you want to send it. Just message me on YouTube or Twitter or really anywhere. I wouldn't just add me on Steam because I don't want to add a bunch of random people. Like there could be a scammer. There's nothing. I have no problem with adding people, but you could just see this video and then try to like scam me or something and have like a weird account, and then I don't want to risk that. So I'd rather just have you message me on YouTube. Thanks again for watching. Thanks again for the support. It's just been insane. I couldn't be happier with it. That's it. We'll see you guys later on in the week with my demo review.